Hello YouTube, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. This is Kevin from Keith Kevin Ken. Hope you're doing well. It's time again for another knife of the day. I do this every single day. We're going through the entire collection, knife by knife, day by day. And we're starting with the discontinued knives. I thought what I'd do today is show you one of the most popular Spyderco knives but discontinued. This is one of the early Enduras. The knife of the day is the early Endura. It's either the first or the second version. I want to say that it's a first, and I'll tell you why. The thing that makes a collection and not just a bunch of knives is a lot of these older knives. It gives you a lot of history about the knife maker. Now, I have a bunch of Chris Reeve knives, bunch of them, like 56. I have a bunch of Browse Blade knives. I love his stuff, especially his earlier stuff. With Browse, I have some of his newer stuff. With Chris Reeve, I only have one classic Sabinza. I don't have all of his early knives, etc. That's a bunch of knives, and we'll call it a collection when we get through it. But with Spyderco, when I was trying to get every knife first, and you get the cheapest, the most modern, and then I'd find these gems online and I had to have it. And this is the first Endura. Now, the Delica, the Endura, two of the most popular Spydercos, and they're just simply perfect EDC knives. This one is the earlier version, so let's talk about it. FRN Scales. Now, I know some of you love taking apart your knives and doing all of that. I get it. So, any knife you can't take apart, I get that you don't like. That's cool. I watch videos of folks who do that. I'm fascinated by it. I don't do it. And again, these are collectibles, right? So, of course, when they started, all of the opening and doing all the knife stuff wasn't as popular as it is now. These are pinned together scales. But FRN Scales with that volcano grip gives you a good grip. The backlock, the earlier edition of the Spyderco backlock, I think as the years go on. Now, every now and then I'll get challenged in comments, and I get it, man. And I appreciate the challenges. But unless you have a bunch of knives and you open and close them, I'm not a professional. I am not as good as 85% of the people on YouTube and knowledgeable. But I handle a lot of Spydercos. And I love the backlock. But over time, Spyderco has really done great work with his backlock. I mean, I think it's one of the locks that they have worked on the most. Yes, they have their own compression lock and ball bearing and all of that. And of course, they're great locks. But man, you can just tell the difference from these earlier ones. Now, it still snaps in there. It still locks the knife. The other thing about the earlier Spydercos, and I've done that on some of the earlier knives of the day. Remember, we're going through Spyderco knives. We'll go all the way up to the most recent one. I just bought a Spyderco knife that I'm expecting in a day or two, probably 2 more days that we'll talk about. We're going to go through every single knife and then we'll move on to the next collection. But I do have a playlist of over 60 of these knives of the day. Again, you can tell it's an early knife. First, you notice they have the volcano grip only on the show side, not on the back side. In the earlier days, you'll see that with some Spyderco knives. They want to make sure it's not rubbing against your pocket with the pocket clip, right? Again, Spyderco, when they introduced the Spyderco Worker, that's the first knife with the Spidey hole, one hand opener, and also with a pocket clip. And so you can see on this clip, they have foreign and U.S. patent pending because they were going for the patent for the pocket clip. This is also one of those molded clips. They did this a lot earlier days when they had FRN Scales. Now, again, I was fortunate enough to get a wonderful specimen of this early Endura. And so the clip still works, everything's fine. The problem with these is they broke off, they bent out of shape, and you couldn't bend them back into shape. And so that's why they moved more towards, you know, the wire clips or the steel clips or now titanium clips or whatever kind of clip. Also now, of course, they have clips that can go 4 ways. Up, tip up, down, left, right. This is only one way because it's molded in as part of the handle, and that's tip up. Of course, with all the Enduras, we're talking about a 3.75 inch blade and 9 inches when you have it totally extended. This earlier one is a hollow ground. You know, a lot of the more recent ones, you see the full flat ground. A lot of EDC knives go with that full flat ground, nice slicer. Spyderco known for their flat ground slicers. This is a hollow ground. Just a wonderful, it just fits great in the hand. I'm sorry, you guys. Another way you can tell about these older knives is the blade steel. This is Gen 2 steel. I'm not an expert in steel. I know some of you are. But I know on some of the earlier Spydercos they have Gen 1. And I'm assuming it's the first kind of stainless steel they could find. Gen 1 and Gen 2 steel. This is Gen 2 steel. Just a wonderful knife. It's so nice to... I know, I'm an old guy, and all those emotions as a strong working guy starts flowing as you get older, but I just love holding this because it's a bit of history. It really is. I really love it. This is the Endura, folks. Either the first one or the second one. I believe it's the first. Hollow ground, Gen 2 steel, backlock. It has a molded pocket clip with tip up only. And of course it has patent pending on the pocket clip because Spyderco trying to get a pocket clip patent. And there you have it. That's the knife of the day. Oh man, it's an oldie but a goodie. It's the Endura with Gen 2 steel, FRN scales, an attached molded pocket clip, and it's hollow ground. Just a wonderful knife. Hey, if you want to catch all of the knives of the day, I'll be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. I figured it'll be about a year and a half to get through my entire collection. If you missed a knife, go back on the playlist on this channel. You can check it out. I also have all of my Enduras on one of these videos. I want to say, if you check out the Spyderco Palooza playlist, I was doing for some of my viewers these big collections. So if you look at that, you won't have to just go with the discontinued knives that we're doing now. You can see the whole, all of the Enduras, all of the Delicas, all of the flippers. They're all on this channel. So go have some fun. I appreciate you all. Please like this video, thumb up, show the thumbs up. That just gives me incentive to keep going. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit that notification. Turn on your notifications, that bell next to the subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of the videos. Don't forget, every day we do the knife of the day and the pocket dump deconstruction. I just bought another knife. I was going to take it easy, but another knife's coming in a couple of days. So when you turn on your notifications, you won't miss that first impressions video. Have a perfect one. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.